Everybody, thanks for watching. So yeah, real quick, Merkabah Scholar Society members, make sure you guys check your email for the updated video link. There's 2 new updated videos, as well as our calendar has been emailed. So make sure you guys check that so you can know when the next meeting is. But yeah, let's get into this video. So now, the creation story, the creation of us, how did we get here, what's going on? All of this circles that question people ask me, if the Bible is not real, then how did we get here? Who created us? And it's one of those questions that people use to try to tie you up, right? So they say, well, you know, if the Bible ain't true, then how we get here? We ain't just, you know, appear out of thin air, right? So a lot of people don't understand what the official, explanation is. And, people don't really know what the government's stance on how we got here or our situation is, really. We know, Christianity is rooted in this country. We know, as I said, put your hand on the Bible. A lot of stuff is surrounded by Christianity, the morals of the biblical text. So people, for the most part, stand on that. The thing is this, we can't discount science. We can't ignore science because we know our government also largely uses science. Our government uses physics. Our government uses all of these technologies that we would use or, atheists basically ascribe to or use when they are making their point. Same argument can be had in the flat earth argument as well. We go to science, we go to research, we go to these things, but which one is, our government actually using? And they give us both. It's a dualistic thing in everything that we do. So you can understand why we have this whole balance or, back and forth with these questions. So it's something to think about. But you look at the whole thing and you got to understand that, we have this explanation that we basically are an anomaly, that we shouldn't exist, that we are very lucky to be where we are. If the earth was a degree north or south, we couldn't exist. All the stuff they give us as to trying to explain away why things don't make sense when you really understand. So you got to look at that. And it's just, us, Big Bang, then Earth cools, and then we have cyanobacteria and evolution and crawling out of the primordial soup and all that stuff, all the way up. We get to Homo sapiens and us and so on and so forth. After supposed dinosaurs and all this other periods the Earth went through, right? And then, we get us. So we're supposed to look at it and say we are a result of evolution that happened because the accident happened after a Big Bang, right? This makes you as a person just scratch your head and say, I gotta pay bills. So who cares to ponder such a thing? Let me go do what I gotta do. Look at those girls over there. Look at that food right there. You're not really thinking about our existence and our purpose and point here. And that's the point. So you have that. And you have the people who go the scientific route and want to believe in evolution or what have you. You have people who want to go the religious route and say, I know exactly how we got here. God put us here. And that's, again, going back to the dualistic way the government goes about it. Religion, science, you take your pick. I'll leave it up to interpretation. So we go our route. We go science, we go religion, whatever way you choose to go. And it's there to point you and to cause confusion in that pointing you into a bunch of things that's uncertain, stuff that's left up to interpretation. And that's how they want it to be. So while we're fumbling and arguing and everything like that, if there's an agenda, it's being executed while we sit and ponder. And for the most part, largely, we're not, because most people are focused on paying their bills, going to school, worried about relationships and video games and sports and stuff like that. The things that's been put out here to distract us from those questions, right? So for the people who don't want to believe in such a chance creation, that our existence means nothing, we're here by chance, who can't accept that the religious route is that way. And they say, well, no, God created us and the Bible tells us this. The Quran says this in the surahs, so on and so forth. And you go the religious route and knowing that you have a purpose and this is what you're supposed to do and how you should live your life. And the glory of all of this, the reasoning you get when you die, which is convenient for them. Because then now you're trying to live this life, which is conducive to the reality they want you to experience under their rule and law till you die, when you're not going to matter anymore because you serve your purpose. So die in happiness and believing that you're going to go to heaven and go to this place and do whatever. In the meantime, stay out of our way. Go to school, go to work, consume, right? Eat, sleep, shit, buy, consume. If you can afford to go have fun, go do it. Pay your taxes. Stay away from the plan, the agenda, whatever that is, right? So And us doing this and having this mentality and thinking and focusing on all that, they are executing a plan. Now you have to think what that plan is. And that's what this whole thing is about for conscious people like me who try to dig into this whole thing, because we know that's not the case. It's not the scientific case. It's not the religious case. There's something in between. There's a truth, something we don't know. No way it's that easy, because we can see that our government doesn't follow the laws of religion, and they don't really follow the laws of science and really love nature. We destroy it. We mess with all of these things, at the government, right? So we know that can't be the case. So there has to be something more. And the more and more you look, the more research you do and dig into this whole thing, there's this outside of what we know as Earth situation, which has the flat earthers and, people up in arms. Earth is a globe. They're hiding stuff, so on and so forth. And the reason why a lot of people gravitate towards the flat Earth, because they believe that there's more to this place, that there are things hidden from us that we can't see, that's beyond the ice wall. And they've given us movies and hints about all of this. And it's just what makes the most sense, because what's taking place here does not. Because if you take space and, if space is Star Trek, if it's Star Wars, nobody's made it here yet. Nobody came to visit, or maybe they came to visit and something else is going on. Something is amiss. Something is afoot. Because if we can travel, if there are planets and worlds out there to travel to where there could possibly be other life that existed longer than us, they should have the capability of getting here. But when they explain to you space and travel, it's almost to get you into the understanding that it's impossible, that if a civilization or even us, and we were able to travel across space to get to a faraway, a distant planet or what have you, when we came back to Earth, everybody who we knew would be dead and gone, right? So much time would have passed if we did that. That it's no point in doing that for the collective of the planet to find out what's out there, because by the time we get back, they won't exist. They won't exist. We'll come back to tell them what happened, and nobody is there to tell. They don't know who the hell we are, what we're talking about. So they put that out there as well, as to explain space and why there's no point in us traveling, because we can't come back to tell you anyway. Or if same notion for them, if they left their planet to come to us, they would have the same thing. So that's one of the reasons why people stay in a planet. They stay home. There's no point. The way through, and this is another thing that gets people up in arms, is the wormholes, stargates, right? That makes the most sense, because it's like, well, wait a minute. To avoid all this, if we can create these wormholes, if we can stargate travel, then we can get to these planets, these worlds, without having to deal with that whole time thing. So that's out there. It's a lot. Enough for you to not sit back and just be swallowed up by the just ridiculous stories in the Bible, to just believe those stories and nothing else, right? You get people that'll tell you, if it's not in the Bible, I don't believe it. And they stick to the Bible, but they can't live by that book. That book doesn't have all the answers. It doesn't make sense. And I don't care. You read the book. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And I broke this down to you guys so profoundly before. You have to use critical thinking. If God created, meaning he created, right? If all this stuff's supposed to happen in God's creation, and it's supposed to be the creation of the universe, the heavens, the planets, what have you, where was God when he created that, right? In what space did God create space, right? So this goes to that question I'll be trying to tell you guys, that existence has always existed. And there has never been a beginning. There will never be an end. There has always been existence. We exist within that. Everything exists within existence that is infinite. There never was a beginning. There always was a was, if you understand. So if God created, who created God? And in what space did that God create God? And where was that God created? And so on and so forth. You understand? It gives you the understanding that there's an infinite. There's not a beginning. There's a forever. There's a always. We just are put in a situation where, we don't have that knowledge anymore, but we used to. And that brings me back to what I was saying, that there's something afoot here, something weird that we look to and we say, what is this place? What is the point? Why are we here? And as long as they can get you to accept religion, you'll never really be chasing those answers, and they can go on and do things. So throughout history, when you go and look, I said this before, I've flown all over the world. I've been everywhere, and every continent I've set foot on. So you go and you say, there's so much empty space. And I talked about flying over America, going from Philly, New York to LA, and seeing so much empty space, and it looked like scorched earth. There's so many ancient stories about wars, and clearly what happened in Egypt, what happened there? It clearly looked like it was some type of destruction, some type of planetary war, or let's just say war period, right? For things to get that way. We know there's ancient civilizations that existed, ruins all over the place that give you remnants of a civilization that was far more advanced. Then something happened to knock us back to this point. And you got to look at that and say, damn, what's going on? So for me, in my research, and even when you read in clues in the Bible, like, what happened? The people tried to build a tower to reach God. Things got out of hand. God destroyed everything. Flood, killed everybody, right? Start all over again. And it's giving you hints to that. We have movies that give you hints to that, to where these beings or whatever is running things is so powerful that they can cause a reset, right? It's something that, we've seen in the Matrix that, dude, you can go to sleep and wake up and completely be, oblivious as to what's really going on, right? Have no memory, who knows? So if you think about it, remember with Cypher. Cypher was ready to betray them in the Matrix. And he basically was saying, hey, I don't want to remember nothing. Get my body back to the power plant, reinsert myself into the Matrix. And I want to be somebody important, like an actor. It's just giving you the understanding that that would be possible, to where I can just wipe out everything and put you right back in this world, doing something that you're programmed to do that you don't even realize, but you have the free will to kind of sort of manipulate, if you understand. But there seems to be, when we look around the world, this reset. Something happened, some type of global cataclysmic event. We see destruction all over, but we see seemingly a reset. Everybody talk about Tartaria, the mud floods, and, whole civilizations being covered up, and just, ancient history that we have no clue about. And it's just what happened here. Somebody has those answers. So it seems as if civilization comes to a point to where they understand, or they get what's going on, and there's a revolt, a rebellion, which makes sense as to why governments are put in place to keep the people entertained, stagnant, not really reaching for those answers. So you got to look at that, because it seems as if this has happened multiple times in history, to where civilizations got to the point to where they understood and they tried to change things. And then came, God, the creators, whatever you want to call them, to reset. We got to start all over again. Ice age, we got to start over. Flood, we got to start all over. War, we got to start all over. And it's like, we're so close with this civilization to where we can get to where we need to be. We just have to change things. And you can see where these changes has happened. The biggest one being white people, Europeans being introduced, because that changed it all. And it's like, we tried this way. This is the only way we think it's going to work. And when you come to your research into the understanding of this, a lot of you guys are not going to be able to accept. I get into this in a lot of videos. It's real deep. You won't be able to accept what's going on here, but it makes the most sense. It fits, right? It fits. So, a lot of people responded to the video from yesterday. People have a lot of questions. These are really deep things to get into. It requires a lot of prerequisite information to make sense, because right now that sounds spooky and crazy, but there's so much research I've done over the decades to get to this point, and it fits more than anything I've ever seen. Right. And it just works. And trust me, for you guys who really do research, as you go in your research, you'll come to this conclusion. The bickering back and forth about religion, dude, if you want to believe in fairy tales, that's on you. You want to believe in fantasies, that's on you, big guy. Go ahead and do that. I'm looking for something much deeper, something that makes a lot more sense. I'm not going to argue about this magical character that's supposed to come back and so on and so forth, that fits with the agenda of the people who are trying to control you. Right. Okay. Yeah. He comes back. It's the end of the world. We're dead. So you want to wait for that? Go ahead, because that's what that means. Everybody's sitting back waiting for the glory of Jesus to return, right? You're dead when he returns. That's it. First of all, one, you're hoping for hell, because remember, it's supposed to be hell on earth before this. It's supposed to get so bad that, a lot of you won't even survive in the first place. And then you couldn't even fathom living through that. before he comes, right? It's just, who wants to go through that? So what we're seeing is foreshadowing the end, but the end of things as we know it, not, what we think it is. So I try not to really get into those debates and arguments because I'm not sitting around waiting to die and sitting here doing the least, just to get by until I die and hopefully go to heaven, knowing damn well I ain't followed that book. I ain't read that book. I ain't lived by that book. And a lot of you Christians walking around with this notion that, I'm just a good person. I got a good heart. I'm going to go to heaven. Now, understanding, this trap, what this place is, this cycle of reincarnation that you got to deal with. And it's a lot more to it, but it doesn't matter because you'll never know. You'll never know, right? You're dead and gone. It's over. And if that's the hell, which is this place, to return back here, we got you. We don't have to answer any of your questions. We're not going to be there when you die to say, well, my bad. I was bullshitting. They're not going to be there for that. It's just, you come back, start all over. And for some people, they'll welcome that.